This is the Oraimo watch, one of the newest additions to the accessory lineup. It's got a 1.69-inch curved screen. It's an IP68 water resistant watch, better than the IP67 previous watch. You can hold it underwater for 30 minutes straight at a depth of 3 meters. It's got a heart rate sensor, Bluetooth 5.0, step counter, an actual nice body design plus more cool stuff. And you also get 365 days of warranty. All of this and more comes for a whopping price of $30 or 14,900 naira. And there's so much to the Oraimo watch, and I'm here to tell you all about it, and my usage for about a month. Before we move on, I would love it if you could hit that like button so more people can see the analysis we're about to share here. And as we always say on the channel, without further ado, let's get to the video. Alright, this is what the Oraimo box looks like, and with all of the highlights up front. Of course, more surrounding info around the box. Opening the box brings you to the Oraimo watch itself and the 1.69-inch curved screen text. We'll remove the watch from the holder and put it to the side for now. The paper and the foam separator actually has a premium feel to it as well. Underneath all of that, we get the welcome guide in a paper holder, really chic and also bulky or information dense because the guide is in other languages as well. We get the proprietary charger with a unique charging port. It's not USB anything on the part that touches the watch at least, and it's just a normal charging connector and the USB connector on the other end. We'll get to it later. That's pretty much it for everything in the box. And now to the watch itself. You get a paper covering the watch face. This is the actual watch face that Oraimo has been promoting, and it comes with the watch turned on. Taking off the sticker brings you to that curved 1.69-inch screen, and I must say it's really something special to see from different angles and how the light reflects on it. Definitely a great build quality. You've got a lovely texturized 12-hole band as well, and that's part of what sells the look of this Oraimo watch. Oraimo also has been touting how slim this watch is, and it's quite slim at 9.95 millimeters and has quite a light/medium weight to it at 44 grams according to Oraimo. In terms of the material composition of the watch, the front is made of glass, a prominently pronounced curved and responsive touchscreen glass. The side is zinc alloy, a kind of metal for tech stuff and jewelry, which is also the same material used in the buckle of this watch. The band of the watch is TPU, commonly the bridge between rubber and plastic, what is used for most of the smartphone cases right out of the box. And the only sort of plastic or polycarbonate material used on the watch is seen on the back of the watch, where we have the heart rate sensor and the charging port. Still on the back, you get a lot of inscriptions, and also you do get the serial number just on the upper side of the watch when you remove the strap with the buckle. So far so good. This is the only color option I've seen for the Oraimo watch, or better still, the strap. There's no telling whether there will be an additional or third-party strap, and I've not seen a situation like that, especially since Oraimo has been making smartwatches and other fitness accessories previously. The only button on this device is on the right side, what Oraimo is calling the side button, and it practically functions as a sleep-wake button or a return to home button or a watch face button, and when you press and hold, you can either shut it down or turn it on. As I mentioned in a previous smartwatch review, and as mentioned in the guide for this watch, any smartwatch really, you should put your finger directly on your wrist bone so that the watch sits just behind it. The 1.69-inch display is an IPS LCD display that has a resolution of 240 by 280, which is taller than wider. I'd say it's got a screen refresh rate of between 24 and 30 FPS because during times where I scrolled, a few frames dropped and it didn't match up to the smoothness of, say, a smartphone. Another quirk I noticed with the Oraimo watch was that, yes, Oraimo claimed that this guy has over 80% screen to body ratio on here, but the bezel below it is quite prominent and it looked a little less pretty aesthetically, but I found that this didn't matter in the long run for me, especially when I found the right watch face. I thought it looked really dope just by wearing it, and that curved display did it for me, really. In order to download the app that would effectively make the Oraimo watch run successfully, you'd need to either scan this QR code from the manual, or you could just search the Play Store or the App Store, the Apple App Store, for the JoyWear app, and the correct app is by Oraimo Technologies Limited. Again, it's only going to work if you've got iOS 9.0 and above or Android 4.4 and above. Upon downloading, you need to create an account. After that, the app would ask you for your height, your weight and gender, so that it works properly and tracks how much calories you burn. To be fair, I use the app more on my iPhone just to see the cross compatibility issues, and I actually found none. The app shows you your number of steps on the homepage alongside your heart rate. It also shows you your sleep record. Yes, this watch can track your sleep, and on the sports page you also get to see lots of exercises from walking, running, outdoor running, indoor running. You can even add more sports and training mode to the categories. And from what I can tell, there are 13 categories on here, and you can set goals for each of them. The device tab is where you get to set up the watch itself, manage most of what the watch can do from the dashboard. You can change the dial, you can change the watch face, you can set the heart rate sensor to auto detect. You can also work with the phone's settings. This watch unfortunately won't answer your calls, but you can end calls with it. When wearing it, you can also have a reminder set to let you know that you are sitting too much, and you can do other normal things like set alarms, timers. You can also get the profile section where you can change or modify your profile, of course. And then for women and girls, this watch can also track their cycle or the time of the month if you select that you're a female on the watch. I did a 100-step walk wearing this watch and another watch on my right hand, and they were both fairly accurate. I took many steps and I counted 100 steps myself. They both recorded 100 steps, but one took a while to collate, and I had to check the app again to verify for accuracy. But so far so good. They were actually accurate. I use this watch for the most part for the month to work out, recording my running, and generally just tracking my exercises, and I did find it useful for that. It's got a raise to wake feature, what Oraimo calls the light up feature, and you can turn this on or off in the settings. I'd say this watch is more fitness in my opinion than typical traditional smartwatch. There's no mention of storage space or RAM when it comes to the watch, and also when it comes to music playback, you don't see the name of the song, which is a bummer. You can only pause, play, skip to the next song, or go back to the previous song. It vibrates when you get a notification, either a text message or a call or anything that you receive normally as a notification on your watch, with the supported apps, of course. And you can see those apps in the JoyWear app as well. During my usage, the interface kept speaking to me in many ways. The first is in terms of the naming scheme and the alignment. Now, on this watch, right in front of the homepage, when you scroll to the left side, you get to see the menus with your items like workout, status, heart rate, and the likes. Now, scrolling down to the right side shows you the step, distance, and calorie burn, the sleep, heart rate sensor, and the weather. Swiping up shows you the notifications and messages that you get, and swiping down shows you the control center with the ring notification for silent, the brightness level, find your phone, and the settings menu, which Oraimo calls the install menu. The two main complaints that I have are in the messages tab. The messages tab is more of a notifications tab. The install tab is more of a settings tab, so I don't know why they named it like that. The other complaint is from the design angle, and that's the fact that the texts are in the same font weight, and the notification text is a little harder to read because of the font that's being used on here. As mentioned, the Oraimo watch comes with a proprietary charger that is unique looking and really snaps hard when you plug it. Oraimo claims that the watch should last you up to 15 days, but it lasted me about 9 days, constantly running my runs, walking, steps counting, everything, and I didn't match up to that 9 days. So fair amount of battery life, considering it's a 200 milliamp hour battery under the hood here. Charging it when it's dead doesn't wake up or show the battery counter. However, after a while, it shows up and you actually don't get the battery percentage number, you only get a bar level. All in all, charging and battery life was pretty good for me. It was a pretty good experience for me. Now that we've said all that, this is the section of the video where I share the pros and cons, the things I liked and things I liked less. For the things I didn't like, the big bezel was the thing. The bezel was big and disproportionate, and the display and the user interface could have been much better. As someone that's a designer, I loved some of the watch faces I saw that came in the JoyWear app, and I found one I eventually liked and I kept using. The menu, text, and notification sections weren't also the favorites of mine. When it comes to the things I liked, however, this watch does a lot for $30. I mean, it's IP68 water resistant. It can stay underwater for 30 minutes and 3 meters underwater, which is cool for that amount. It also works both on iOS and Android. Of course, iOS 9.0 and Android 4.4. The build quality is also very good. I like that Oraimo didn't sacrifice with the glass and the rubber and the metal on the side. Nothing to complain about there. What are your thoughts about the Oraimo watch for that price tag of 14,900 naira or $30? Would you get one, or do you have any reservations? Also, is there anything I missed, or is there any question that you might have about the Oraimo smartwatch? Comment below, let's chat about them. Do give this video a thumbs up if you found it useful, and consider subscribing and hitting the bell icon so you'll be the first to know when I put out a new video. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you in the very next video.